How are we doing, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. It's been a while. You missed me? Right. What's it been, like a month when we did the Razor retrospective? Yeah, it's been a month. It's flown by. I don't know. What can I tell you? I did have something coming up that kept getting put back. Hopefully I'll get that done in the next week or two. And then when that kept getting put back, I thought, well, do you know what? I'll start getting prepared now for me top 10 of the year. And that's what I've been doing. And then that kept getting put off because I kept getting busy. So I'm on nights tomorrow. And if I don't do this tonight, it's just going to not get done. So here we are. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I wish you all a Happy New Year before going forward. Yeah, so here it is. YouTube music reviewers, this is the Super Bowl, the top 10 of the year. So let's get into it, I suppose. First off, though, honourable mention. A band I checked out. I bought their first album when it came out. And then when the second album came out, I kind of drifted away. Always been aware of them. Always kind of liked them, but never really went any deeper. But, yeah, Will of the People by Muse. I did actually review this. I never did a review on this channel, but I did review it with Unwashed, who is on Odyssey. There's me, Unwashed, and Orlando. And we've been doing a few album reviews by artists that have been... questioning the narrative. I think that's the best way to put it on YouTube. And the fact that I can't just say it tells you all you need to know. And this was one of the albums we covered. So, yeah, if you want a more in-depth review of this, check that out. But you'll have to find it on Odyssey, and that's Unwashed. And, yeah, I was listening to it, obviously, a lot up to that review. And my son's taken to it as well. So it's been quite a regular player in the car. And yeah, just 10, you know, all the songs are different, but they've all got that running flow with them, and all of them are memorable, and it's an effortless listen. And yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Not my usual thing. And I guess reflecting on this year with my music taste, I've been listening to a lot of stuff this year that I would not have normally have listened to. If you'd have told me, there's a little spoiler for you. If you'd have told me 4 or 5 years ago that I'd be doing my top, even last year, really. Yeah, last year and definitely the year before. If you'd have told me I'd been doing a top 10 albums of the year and Striper would have been in there, I'd have laughed you out of the room. So, yeah. Funny how life goes. So, yeah, little reflection as well. I don't quite know what I'm going to be doing with this whole reviewing malarkey. Maybe leave me a comment and let me know what you think, because when you're a music reviewer, you've kind of always got to be in touch with what's going on at the time, and you know, especially on YouTube, where everyone's tripping over to get their hot take and their review out first. And I don't know, I've really noticed it this year that I really don't care about what's going on in the music scene. I don't care what the latest buzz is on an album. I did kind of start this channel to get away from that anyway, but I think I still carried on with the race for a little bit. But no, I'm really all about just listening to whatever I want at my own pace. And I'll tell you what it is as well. This year, it was the band Lorna Shore. Now, I've got nothing against that band at all, but there was a buzz behind their latest album, and someone I know who's quite a bit younger than me was raving about them, and I thought I'd check them out. And I was just listening, and I was just, you know what? This is the cut-off point. I recognise it. I've seen it. It's just like, yeah, this isn't for you. I'm not I don't care about what's going on right now, and there's nothing wrong with what this band's doing, and I kind of get the appeal. It's just not for me, and I don't want to be one of those miserable fuckers that just sits there saying, "Oh, you know, this is crap. They're not crap. They're just not appealing to me. They're not for me." And the fact that they're on tour this year with Parkway Drive shows that they're up and coming, and I'm just like, yeah, go on. Good luck to you. And you enjoy them. Good luck to you as well. This is a party I'm not invited to, and that's fine. And I'm like that with a lot of stuff. I find myself sort of breaking away from newer music and just not bothered. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. And of course, all these top 10 albums are 10 albums that have been released this year. It's new music, but it's music that's predominantly made by people that have been going 20 plus years. And let's just have a... I don't think any of them are a debut album. One of them's a second album. That's as new as it gets. So, going forward, I don't know what really I'm going to do, and I don't really know what my audience wants from me either. I mean, it's still a fairly new channel. I'm still under the 500 subscribers, so it's not as if, anyone's really, chomping at the bit to hear my hot take on the latest album of the day. I tend to try and get stuff out when I... But, yeah. Shall I just do it at my own pace and you can take it as you leave it? I don't know what you want me to do. I'll review albums as they come out, as I see fit, but I'm really getting into the whole doing a retrospective of a band. I'm getting into the whole reviewing a back catalogue and spending like an hour and a half doing it and getting a guest on and doing it with them as a little, that's what I'm going to be doing next. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you want me to do, because I'm kind of at a loss at the moment. I'm going to be doing a new podcast as well. This isn't going to be on my channel. I'll tell you all about it when it happens, but we're going to be talking about literature and that. We're going to be talking about, King Arthur and Beowulf and the Iliad and stuff like that. And I'm really getting into my books at the moment as well. And, and that seems to be taking up my interest as much as music is now. So, yeah, like I say, I'll play it by ear and let me know what you think. So, anyway, let's get into the top 10 albums of the year. So, cheers, everyone. Hopefully you discover a new album out of this. And, yeah, let's get into it. So, first off, we've got Wolves at the Gate with Eulogies. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to keep taking the books out. Yeah, this is a metalcore band. They kind of got the whole good cop, bad cop thing, where you got a guy up front giving it all the gruff vocals, while the guitarist does all the clean vocals. But yeah, nice and melodic, good, big, epic, catchy choruses. Just really, uplifting stuff. This was the soundtrack of my summer, really. When I was away this year in about May, we rented a cottage in the middle of nowhere. I was surrounded by fields. I was having beautiful sunrises as well as sunsets, and it was 7 minutes before where I was, the sat-navs didn't even recognise. I was completely off grid, and it was off grid as well. The house was run by a generator, and yeah, I had these beautiful scenes. It was for miles. It was just me and my family, and no one for miles. And yeah, when I was out on my own, I was listening to this album, and it's just a really feel-good, uplifted album. And I recommend this if you're out on a run, or out on a long drive, or just out on your own. Just real good, uplifting music. Speaking of music that you listen to this if you're out on a run, and but listen to this one if you're lifting weights. This is Culture of Violence by Extinction AD. Now, excuse me, I didn't do a review of this album But I did review their EP, which they put out a few months before, sort of like a prelude to this. And yeah, this is just half hour of just balls to the wall brutality and just, you know, just intense energy. And I don't know if it's thrash metal with a hardcore edge or hardcore with a thrash metal edge, but think the groove and the, you know, the sort of bouncy, kick-ass, catchy grooves of hardcore with the snarly punk attitude of hardcore. But they can shred and they can solo, and they're up there with Megadeth as far as the riffs go, and the you know, just the technicality. But everything's nice and precise and short, nice short songs. Scar Spangled Banner is awesome. Praise the Fraud, I think, is the best track on there. I'm trying to think of any other good ones, but yeah, it's just half hour of just smack in the face. Like I say, this is a gym soundtrack for sure, definitely. These two, yeah, definitely gym soundtrack. And up next, good, just punch in the face, balls to the wall, good old fashioned. I don't want to say old fashioned, but yeah. Anyway, good death metal from Misery Index. This is Complete Control. I got into Misery Index. I was kind of familiar with them, and I saw them opening for Hate Eternal on the Fury and Flames tour. And I'd listened to a few songs here and there. I think I may have listened to the odd album just to prep myself for it. But when, let me tell you, if you're a viewer of this channel, you know I love Hate Eternal and I worship Eric Rutan. But Misery Index blew them off stage that night, and I've been into them ever since. If you're unfamiliar with Misery Index, it was 3/4 of the current lineup at the time of Dying Fetus left and formed Misery Index. And I must say, over time, I do prefer Misery Index. In fact, I've got everything by Misery Index, and I don't think I've got anything but Dying Fetus. I think in one of my CD purges, the Dying Fetus stuff went. But yeah, I kind of always described Misery Index as if you take like the 90s sort of fear, emptiness, despair, think that era of Napalm Death, and if they carried on like that, you know, they're you know, a good mixture of death metal and hardcore, but there's a bit of melody in there now, bit of, you know, bit of clean bits here and there, but ferocious riffing. Adam Jarvis, I think that's his name. Let me quickly look that up. I'm sure I've got that. Is it Adam Jarvis? Yes, it is Adam Jarvis. I was right. Adam Jarvis is just a monster behind the kit, and they're just that. They still don't get I think, the fair crack of the whip. I think Misery Index should be a lot bigger. This is part of the box set as well, by the way. I did get a special edition at the time, and I did do an unboxing video, so feel free to go back and watch that if this is your first video or you ain't got around to watching it yet. But yeah, just a good solid, you know, I don't want to say like it's just a bare basics like meat and potatoes album. There's a lot going on in this album. It's very well written, very well done, but sometimes just a classic take on something just done right is just all you need, you know. They're not reinventing the wheel, but they are, you know, they're doing it right. They're doing it properly. And yeah, I suppose the grindcore elements is sort of taking the back seat for more of a death metal approach, but they're just a solid band, and they just get better with every release. And yeah, I've always take time to check out the new Misery Index album when it does come out. Next up is Summerlands with Dreamkiller. Now I can't sort this lighting out in this room. I did do a review of this when it came out as well. This is the second album, so this is as new as it gets. This is a bunch of members did their first album, which I thought was just a great mixture of sort of kind of like a Sabbathy, angel witchy, new wave of American heavy metal sort of thing. kind of doomy, kind of traditional heavy metal, but kind of infectious as well. It had that Sabbath vibe, even a bit of early Ozzy Osbourne vibe. And yeah, it was just a really cool album. And then 3/4 of the band went on to form Eternal Champion, who I love. And I pretty much thought that they just kind of just became Eternal Champion. But no, lo and behold, they're back with a second album and a different singer on this one. And yeah, over time, I think I prefer this one. I think they've certainly upped the ante on their sounds, kind of slightly tweaked it, but I think it's for the better. And yeah, I think you've got two solid albums here, and I think at the time I said I'm enjoying this, but I think I prefer the first one. But I think over time I prefer this one as well. This is good 80s style traditional heavy metal. 80s in the traditional sense. Don't think Big Hair or Motley Crue sort of thing. Like good, solid 80s traditional heavy metal done right, without parody, without the corniness, But yeah, awesome, solid album. This is Dream Killer by Summerlands. Where far are we now? 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6, we've got Digital Noise Alliance by Queensryche. What can I say? Again, I did the review of this. Queensryche does it again. Todd Latari knocks it out of the park. I think ever since Todd's come on board, he's rejuvenated the band, and this is album number 4 in a winning streak. Yeah, they've just gone from strength to strength since he's joined, and yeah, we're carrying on really. Just a great collection of awesome songs done in that Queensryche tradition, but done right. You've literally got now the first. What we got? We got the EP, but yeah, Warning, Rage of Order, Mindcrime, Empire, Promised Land. Say the first 5 albums of the golden period. It goes a bit dodgy in the middle, especially towards the late 90s, early 2000s. You've literally now, if we carry on, we've got another album after this. This is just as good. You've got the golden age is the first 5 albums and the late 5 albums. It's Queensryche's second golden age is what we're in right now. And yeah, great album. I guess I'm going to start putting these up here now, actually. Stick that up there. Right. Top 5. Here we go. Right, this is Genius by Wolfsbane. What a fantastic album. Bit of a late bloomer on this. I got it when it came out, and then it just sort of sat on the pile. And I kind of just bought it sort of... I don't know if I felt just obligated to buy it because of Blaze Bayley. Wolfsbane's one of the few bands actually that I've not got everything by, but I do enjoy them, and they're great live. And I should probably get the earlier stuff. I've got this one. I've got All Hell's Breaking Loose at Kathy Wilson's place, and I got their last album they did before this one, Wolfsbane Saves the World. I don't know where that is though, but like I said with Wolves at the Gate, this is just a great. It's just a really good feel-good album. It's just every song, big choruses, infectious melodies, great riffs, storytelling, funny lyrics from Blaze, and there's such a contrast between Blaze's solo stuff, well, especially the sort of 4th and 5th album when he really was, he was right going through it, and he was in a real dark place. He's sort of taken like a science fiction take on his last couple of albums. He's in a much better place, but it's great to see him sort of talking about real life in the real world, but they're all stories about friendship and love, and there's a few relationship songs on there, but they're all good songs about how everyone doubted we were going to make it, and here we are, sort of thing, and nostalgia about old memories and old towns and old friends, and yeah, on like a bit of a mellow kind of grey, rainy Sunday at the weekend sort of thing. It's just a great album to listen to in the car, and Planet Rock should be playing a lot more of this album, and Wolfsbane should be playing much bigger venues, put it that way. Yeah, love Wolfsbane, love that album. Really good, feel-good album. Next up, this came out of nowhere. I remember seeing these in the Underworld about 100 years ago with their Jupiter album, but they're back with Heavy Pendulum. This is Caven. Good, heavy, quirky, sci-fi Rush, but a bit more of a brutal take on it. Yeah, Caven. Fantastic album. Good, varied, weird, wonderful. But yeah, this was a real surprise. After Jupiter, they kind of went from playing clubs to playing huge venues, and they were opening for the Foo Fighters, and they got like a bit of a backlash really quick, and so I don't know what it was all about really. And I think they split up for a little while, but they're back with this, and this is fantastic, and it's all the elements and all the different eras of their sound all just mixed together in a wild and wonderful album. Again, I think I've reviewed this at the time, but yeah, awesome stuff. Love Caven, and yeah, welcome back, boys. And I said it at the time, I haven't, but I'm going to fill in the gaps in the collection with that, because I've basically got everything up to Jupiter. But oh no, hold on, I think I've got the Tides of Tomorrow EP buried somewhere, but after that I gave up. I think Aerials was my cut-off point, but I'm going to start getting the other stuff. Right, here we go, lads. Top 3, you ready? King's X, 3 Sides of One, and I would say that, well, I'll say it about King's X, but you can say it about these next 2 bands as well. This is a band I was aware of, and now it's only now that I've actually checked them out properly, and now this year I've ended up buying the whole back catalogue, and I love them. And I've been buying solo albums and side projects and all other stuff as well. And yeah, this one was a grower as well. It was kind of like a feels like it was like a minimalist sort of feel to the album, but these are beautifully structured, interwoven, multi-layered songs, and with every listen it just reveals more and makes more and more sense. And yeah, don't wait to make another 12 years, guys. I was going to get tickets to see him as well, but the tour got cancelled. But yeah, this is a really, really beautiful album. Again, nice. It's rocking when it needs to be. It's mellow when it needs to be. It's nice and varied, and yeah, it's just fantastic. And Doug Pennock as well is just one of the best singers as well. He's absolutely fantastic. All 3 of them are great. But yeah, what was the one? Well, they're all good, but yeah, Nothing But the Truth, not lovely mellow song. I'm really liking Let It Rain actually. The more was it Festival I liked, but it's all good. It's fantastic album. King's X, 3 Sides of One. And right, number 2, Who Would Have Thought? But it is what it is. I've gotten into them. I think the last 3 or 4 albums is actually where it's at with this band. Like I said, the 80s stuff is a bit sickly sweet for me at times, but mate, this is a perfect perfect classic heavy metal album. And this is Striper with The Final Battle. Listen, don't be put off with the Christian message. If you're not that way inclined, I'm pretty sure you're not put off by a bunch of Satanists spouting off. It's not preachy, it's not corny. It's there. If you want to embrace it, and if you want to ignore it, you can do that as well. So this is just well structured, well put together heavy metal songs. Great vocals, fantastic drums. Amazing riffs, amazing melodies, big giant choruses, just awesome songs. there isn't a dud on this. And a running joke when it comes to Striper, obviously their classic album, To Hell with the Devil. And people say to hell with the ballads. I tend to be one of them. There's one ballad on this, and I wouldn't even say it was a ballad, and that's the song called Near. And it's more just like a mid-paced song, just with a really big chorus. But that's as close as they've left the ballads on this one. This is rockers, front to back, and every song could be a single. It's faultless. And it's pretty quick as well. I mean, I'm just looking at the songs here. I don't think any of them go over the 5-minute mark. No, none of them do. Yeah, 5 minutes 54 seconds. That's 4 minutes. Sorry, 4 minutes 50. Start that again, shall I? 4 minutes 54 seconds is the longest song on here. Awesome artwork. Look, if you like the last Judas Priest album, you're gonna love this. All right, check it out. And number one, again, a band that I was aware of, I knew of for forever, but never really checked them out. They kind of just never came across my radar. I started getting into them this year, and then this new album completely blew me away. I did an in-depth review of it recently, but I've just listened to it again, and it's a masterpiece. This is an absolute fantastic album, and this is Exile by Demon Hunter. And if you go into the thing and check out the review, I've got multiple editions of this. I went all in on this one, and it just rewards listen after listen. You've got, 11 songs or 12 songs? Again, just enough variation to keep the album flowing, but just enough in common to have a common thread, and just a fantastic collection of songs. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That's my album of the year, folks. And hopefully you discovered something that you might have missed in that. Thank you for another great year. Thanks for watching. Keep on, keep watching. Keep leaving me your comments. Keep letting me telling me what you think. I've got a cool retrospective video that I'm going to be doing with a guest in the next week or two. Hopefully, fingers crossed. He's pretty busy, and so am I. But we're going to get on that now. And hopefully I've got a new show coming up as well. Like I did with Maiden Castle, I was doing an album a week. I'm going to be doing that with a new guest as well. And I keep saying it, but yeah, me and Luke, who I did Maiden Castle with, he's going to come back, and we're going to be doing Pantera as well. So there's 2 shows coming up. Hopefully. I've got a retrospective coming up with a guest. And I'll keep on carrying on. And if you leave me your comments and let me know what you think, and let me know what you want as well. If there's a band you want me to do like a retrospective on or something like that. And we've got a new Obituary album in a few weeks, so no doubt I'll be reviewing that as well. And like I say, Happy New Year. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. I've missed you lot. I do things as often as I can. You'll get a load of content at one point, and then you might see I go missing for a couple of weeks, but I'll always come back one way or the other. And Spiritual Healing magazine as well. The Death magazine. Something pretty cool coming up with that soon as well. So you'll know about it in good time. So take care, everyone. Happy New Year, and I'll see you all soon. All the best. Take care.